Hi friends, in today's story we meet a boy who has a problem with himself. What kind of problem does he have? Let's find out. Welcome to Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. So what do we do on Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories? Well, I'm going to tell you a bedtime story, and then at the end we're going to play a game. So you got to pay attention to the whole story, otherwise how can you play the game? Today's story is called When Milo Was Bitten by the Waac Bug. Are you ready? Let's go. My name is Uncle DJ, and this is Mr. Kitty. And obviously this is not Mr. Kitty. I guess this will have to be Mr. Kitty today. Mr. Kitty! Today's story is about a boy, and his name is, let's just call him Milo. Milo. Yeah, Milo. You mean like Alex, Veronica, Milo? Exactly. If there's one thing that Milo likes to do, and that is play soccer. Go! Do you like to play soccer? If you like to play soccer, put your hand up. Put your hand up if you like to play. What? What? Mr. Kitty! Milo has been playing soccer ever since he was 3.5 years old, and he just loves soccer. 3.5, is that kind of young? And so he's older now, and the team that he plays for is called the Tornadoes. And he's gotten really good over the years. He's gotten better and better and better. And his coach is a really good coach. His coach's name is Dave. The kids call him Mr. D. And some people call him the D-Man. Dave, the D-Man coach. He's a great coach. So the Tornadoes are playing really good this year. They have a great team of players. And one of those players is also Milo. But something happened to Milo this year. He got bit by a bug. A bug? Yeah, a bug. What kind of bug? Is it scary? Is it big? Is it crawly? No, he got bit by a different kind of bug. He got bit by the Waac bug. Waac stands for winning at all cost. Milo has been a great team player, sharing the ball, passing the ball, but now he doesn't pass the ball when other players are open or to pass it to other players at all. He's holding on to the ball. He's a ball hog. He just wants to win, 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 win. The problem is he is better than the other kids. And the problem is he's starting to notice it. And he's starting to boast about it. And that leads us into our word of the day. Our word of the day is boasting. So how do you pronounce boasting? Well, it's like taking a bow and adding sting. Boasting. So what exactly is boasting? Well, it's when you brag, gloat, show off, or crow. Let's use it in a sentence. Billy is still boasting how he almost became captain of the hockey team. And that is your word of the day. The word of the day has been brought to you by Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. Please boast responsibly. No, we don't want boasting. No boasting at all. Please, no boasting at all. And act responsibly. Milo was one of the team's favorite players, but now he's becoming one of the least favorite players because he's telling all the other players how good he is. He can shoot it, he can pass it, he can do tricks with the ball. He just constantly talks about himself and how good he is and how bad the other players are. And the other players don't really want to hang around with him anymore. They don't even want to play with him anymore. And the team started losing. And this is really frustrating Milo because he wants to win, win, win. But their team is losing now. And now it's the end of the season and they just made the playoffs, just barely. And so Milo and the team are really happy. And they go to the playoffs. They're just barely winning their games though. But the team is just not playing good. They're not happy. They're not enjoying themselves. And a big part of that is Milo. Milo has made this winning at all cost, just the game is just not fun anymore. And now they're into the last game for the whole championship. And their team is losing. The other team is ahead by 2 goals. And the coach blows his whistle, calls Milo over, and he says, listen, I need you to sit on the bench for a while. Milo's like, what are you talking about, sit on the bench? Why are you benching me? And the coach says, yeah, you know, I'm the coach. You don't talk back to the coach. And so Milo sits on the bench and he's just thinking, this is not fair. Because I'm the best player, I should be playing. And he's sitting there and he's watching the game. And he's watching the game, and he's watching the game, and he's watching the game, and he's watching the game. A few bench sitting thinking moments later, kitties in the grass. And finally, it dawns on him as he's watching the others play the game. He notices something and he starts thinking. Milo finally realizes and he gets it. He's watching his team play and pass the ball. They're smiling. They're happy. They're enjoying the game. They're down a few goals, but they're still happy. And they're playing well together. And they're having a good time. It was then that he realized that they're having a good time because he's not there. And so that was just too much for Milo. He started to cry. And the coach came over because, hey, Coach D-Man is an amazing coach. He comes over and he says, hey, you want to talk about it? And Milo says, you know, I have been such a jerk. I've treated all my friends poorly. I've been a ball hog. I've just been talking about myself, bragging about myself, thinking that I'm so cool and the team needs me to win and the team is a bunch of losers without me. But I get it now. I see that we all need to play together. And the coach says, yes. Yes, Milo, you are talented. You are good at soccer. But when you are good at soccer, don't forget what your job is. And your job is to make all of the other players around you better. And when you do that, when you figure that out, then everyone will enjoy themselves, have a better time, there will be a better spirit, everything will work so much better. Coach says, you want to go in? He's like, yeah. So coach sends Milo back in for the rest of the game. And Milo is passing the ball. He's not hogging it, and he's got a smile on his face, and the team was really coming together. And the rest of the game went so well that they actually won the game. Not really, they lost. However, they were all so happy. And afterwards, Milo said to them, he said, listen, everyone, he said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all of you. I have treated you badly. I have acted like a jerk. I've been a ball hog. Listen, I'm not going to do that anymore. We're going to play and we're going to have fun, and I'm sorry. And they're like, hey, yay, Milo's back. Milo's back. Yes. The coach took them out for slushies. They had all acted like they had won the championship that day. Because they did. They won their friend Milo back. And Milo never forgot the lesson that he learned. And so, how is it with you, friends? Are there times that you might think that you're better than others at a particular sport or game or whatever it is? If you have been blessed with a talent, good for you. Keep working with that talent, but don't forget what your job is. Your job is to make those all around you better. You're a team, and when you're on a team, you need to play as a team. And don't forget Milo's lesson. And that's the end of the story. That's the end of the story? That's the end of the story. Well then, you know what time it is. It's soccer time. No, you know what time it is. That's right. It's time for the recap mishap. What happens on the recap mishap? Well, let me tell you what happens on the recap mishap. I'm going to retell the story. I'm going to recap the story. But when I do, I'm going to make 5 mistakes. How many mistakes am I going to make? That's right, 5 mistakes. Some of them are going to be easy. Some of them are going to be more difficult. Let's see if you can find them all. Are you ready? Let's go. Today's story was about a boy named Dave and his coach, Milo. Milo loved to play soccer, and he was really good at it. So good, in fact, he started to get very boastful and started bragging to all his friends about how good he was and how bad they were. And so his friends really didn't care for that, and so they started having less fun on the team, and they were not just enjoying themselves at all. Some say that Milo got bit by the Waac bug because he just wanted to win at all costs. And if that meant hogging the ball and not sharing or passing to any of his friends, then that's what he did. And his friends didn't care for that. And when Milo did that, the whole team suffered. It affected the whole team in a real negative way. Well, the team eventually did make it to the playoffs, just barely. Only because this other team lost did they get to go to the playoffs. And so they're there. As Milo was playing the game, he ran into one of the opposing players and he hurt his leg really bad. And so he had to sit on the bench for a while. And while he's sitting on the bench, he realized his teammates started to get happy. They were smiling, they were laughing, they were passing the ball with each other, and they were having a better time with him not being in the game. And so this made Milo really sad. And then he realized that all this time that, he had been so boastful and bragging about himself that he separated himself from his friends. So the coach came over and he talked about it with the coach, and he's like, "I'm sorry, coach, I've been a real jerk." And so he made amends with the coach, and he went back into the game, and they finished playing, and they actually won the game, and they won the championship. And to celebrate, Coach took them out for milkshakes. And while they were celebrating, Milo got a chance to say to everybody, "Listen, I have not been nice. I have been a jerk. I liked it much better when we were all a team." And that's the end of the recap. Did you catch the 5 mistakes? Good luck in finding them. Thank you so much for watching Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories. I really appreciate it. And today, I want to say goodnight to Dave. Dave the D-Man, the original D-Man. Good night, Dave. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode of Uncle DJ's Bedtime Stories, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Share it with everyone. Share it with Billy. Championship? Oh yeah, milkshake. Okay. Hey! You know, Milo got so good at soccer that there was one game, he made this pass, and this pass, I'm telling you, went through. It was absolutely incredible. Oh, you know what? That's another story. You can be angry fox? Happy fox. Did you notice in the story when the fox was happy and when he was angry? Interesting. Bye everyone. Mr. Kitty.